Hey everybody, I'm Griffin here, and welcome back to Rogue Legacy 2. Let's see if we can finally get past this terrible conundrum that I have put myself in, which is making the next two bosses really hard. Because, you know, that's what I do. What was our thing? Mana cost and spell damage increased by 100%. Right, we can't even cast our spell. Which is fine, because I don't ever remember to cast my spells anyway. Let's do this. I'm pretty decent at Valkyrie. I was just hitting. Alright, well that hurt a lot. Let's just stay healthy. Oh, we're leaving. We can still die, but the thing is that even though the health drops are being more likely, just means that we are going to get healthier faster from these areas, from the other areas. We don't want to go that way. I'm dumb, by the way. Oh, I'm so dumb. Well, there are treasure chests down there. I will get those treasure chests later. Just gotta kill these folks. How do I not know what this is? Okay. Health drops being more valuable and us more likely to get them is actually pretty good for us. It's a decent combination. I assumed we'd get some synergy there simply for the fact that, you know, you can tell that they're related because they're, I mean, a cornucopia is fairly obvious in my opinion. Like, they both look like, oh god. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed because I shouldn't have died there. I just was not paying enough attention. Can I get above 15% now? I'm taking the Bard because it's rank 1 and it's got just free 50% gold. I'm dumb. Like, that was really bad. I want to increase intelligence because increasing intelligence. So you have to remember that down striking on those is good for us. That was so dumb. Valkyrie, I feel like I've got a decent chance of beating the bosses with. I do not feel that way about other things. What? That didn't hit me. Ow, that was... Oh, come on, game! I wanted to... I didn't see that enemy. I wanted to downstrike the boxes and instead... I mean, the controls are correct. I did just drop down, but that's annoying that that's where the controls are. That seems really bad. I hate all of this. I'm gonna take the Archer for 2 reasons. I'm not beating any bosses anytime soon, and Archer's great at just killing stuff. And we will likely stay above health, so this is actually a good relic for us. I'm annoyed I died again so easily. Enemies do a lot of damage, and I'm purposely going into difficult places, so this isn't surprising. It's just annoying. That's it. Oh, come on. Oh, what a snipe. I think I'm allowed to be proud of that snipe, because that was a pretty good one. Literally splitting an arrow. Oh, it's dead. Right, that's not real. What's our spell even? Fireball? It's kind of weird how skill crits and stuff work in this game. We're gonna make a lot of money with this archer, so I'm not terribly sad. I know those things were incredibly disparate, but that's where my brain was at that exact moment. It's like, well, this is true, but also something entirely unrelated. Damn. Well, that was bad on my part. I think if I hadn't been dashing there, I would have gotten hit. But I'm not entirely sure. Okay, that is an entirely dead end. Good to know. Snipe. I know you are fake. And that is food. Delicious food. Oof. This is one of those times where mouse and keyboard would probably be easier. Okay, this is a real chest. I had to double check on the map first, though I think I would have already gotten hit. Oh, I'm dumb. In my head, I already left the area and was safe. Which is clearly not the case, but... I don't actually know what combo does for me. Every unique relic increases your damage by 6%. This is actually a hard decision. I can increase my damage by 12% right now, and potentially by another 6% later, or I can potentially increase my max health by 30%. Thing is, I don't think bosses are beatable as the archer, especially not the ones that we have on our plate. We out, we out, we out. I'm out. I don't know what... Okay. I had to leave. I was about to die. Cool, that's good. If I miss that, I'm dead, so I really need to leave. I'm one hit away from dead. Oh, nice. Killed it in one shot. I guess it took damage from the door. And I got knocked back from the door that time. Alright. And the whole goal of this run is to just make a bunch of gold. And unlock a bunch more stuff. Alright. Got something at the end of this hallway on the other side. Yeah, just don't perform any actions, because I would deem that reprehensible. Ooh, that was actually really close. It's definitely like an upgraded Mimic, but I just don't know to what degree. Wait, that's real? Oh, this is the fake one. To be fair, thought I had to pause for a second, which is my bad. None of these look like Doomvuses, but I'm checking anyway. That's not real. I almost... Yeah, I didn't have died, but I almost took a lot of damage. Or potentially a lot of damage. Alright, I should do the responsible thing and return to the Citadel to heal. It is the responsible thing. I'm just not often responsible. I'm 100% looking for Pandora's Box, because that is a unique relic that will allow me to buy more unique relics. Right, no mimics in here. Look, the paranoia is strong. But we will slowly heal up. Or try to. Alright. Did take a decent chunk there, but this is for our own safety. Yeah, you have to go first. And this is why the archer is strong. You don't ever have to like engage in combat. Oh wow, we actually got a rune. Increased weapon crit damage, except I don't even know when weapon crits happen anymore. They redid weapon crits, and I don't know if I hate it or love it yet. Like from a game design perspective, I can respect it. I feel like my gut is that they're doing something wrong. But at the same time, I think they put themselves in a tough spot with what are normally accepted things. Like, so anything that scales infinite, right? Anything that scales infinitely allows for weird shenanigans. Like, just inherently. That is so much. We don't have a way to generate a status effect, so I'm not as interested in doing that. Two-second cooldown? No thank you. 3 double jumps? No thank you. But yeah, there's this weird shenanigans that sort of occurs when you can scale infinite, and that things break. And this game is designed to scale infinitely. Holy butts. Well, we're going back. This game is designed to scale infinitely. Like, it just is. That is a fact of the game. You can play forever. Weirdly, I think the entrance is still the best place to go to. We've got closer things that are new. But yeah, scaling infinitely does weird stuff. And basically what they noticed is that you could basically get infinite crit. Or sorry, infinite crit, 100% crit. So you were always critting. Which, I suppose, infinite crits, but every time you'd hit, you'd crit the enemy. Which... it's odd, because in this game, crit does a certain percentage of damage, but you can also upgrade that damage. So when you upgrade yourself to the point where you have 100% crit, oh nice, this is here. If you have 100% crit, you hit this weird moment, and I mean it's a weird moment, where you're critting every single time, so going above 100% isn't worth it to you. But at the same time, you're critting every time, so all crit damage upgrades are now just straight damage. That might be worth it for an extra bit of percentage. So it's a cost-benefit thing. Like, you're spending resources to become able to crit 100% of the time, which turns crit damage upgrades into just damage upgrades, which in and of itself isn't necessarily bad, but they didn't like the damage output from critting. Which says one of two things to me, personally. The first one is that crits really aren't supposed to happen. Like, how to phrase it? Like, critting lets you do a couple things. Sorry, I'm focusing. So the real problem, I think, is that crits benefit other things in this game that they were never supposed to benefit, but they do. So there's the relic that every single time you crit, are we going to talk about how I'm standing on this without taking damage? Because I don't have anything that should allow me to do that. Okay, the things I do for 16 gold. Anyway. Oh, there's another lantern right there. Oh, well, that's Aether. Man, I love mobility. So, crit damage... crit damage in and of itself, becoming a damage upgrade, I don't think is bad. I don't think it's what they had a problem with. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's what they had a problem with. Because crit becoming 100%, as it just turns, you're still investing resources. You're investing resources into something. I mean, obviously you are. You're investing money into getting 100% crits. Which you could be investing... Wow, I'm amazed that I avoid damage there. You could be investing that in just damage upgrades. And honestly, it's probably more cost effective to do so. Probably. Because crits are all chance-based, right? I mean, obviously, there's a crit chance, hence chance-based. But the idea behind it is that, hey, every once in a while, you will deal a bunch of extra damage. And that's good for you because, you know, damage kills stuff. The problem is when it becomes predictable. Because when it becomes predictable, there are other weird synergies that occur. Okay, fine. And that's mostly with other stuff. So, because crit chance is all about expected value. So, let's say that a crit deals double damage. That's not the case here explicitly, but let's just say this for the sake of round numbers in the argument. I need to leave. Oh gosh, okay, we have to go. We have to go. So if I deal 200% damage on my crit, instead of 100% damage, which would be the normal amount of damage, and I have a 50% chance to crit, on average, I'm dealing 100% damage 50% of the time. God damn it, dude. I'm going to finish this statement. Because I think this is where we're calling. Oh my lord. You know what? I like this one. Oh no, the talent is replaced by Super Fart. That's horrible. Anyway, if your crits, if you crit 50% of the time and you do 200% crit damage, 50% of the time you're doing 100% damage, 50% of the time you're doing 200% damage, which means that on average you're doing 150% damage. So that 50% crit, basically each percentage of crit is a percentage damage increase. So if you look at, I guess we can't unlock chance of crits anymore. I don't think that's an option. Yeah, they just absolutely neutered crits, by the way. They absolutely neutered crits. You can't increase crit chance anymore. I don't even know what base crit chance is. I just don't know. I feel like I need more of these. I also need to raise my int. I feel like 3,800 gold, I should be able to buy some stuff. Cool. We're not wasting nearly as much gold. So yeah, if that's how that ends up translating out. But you can also increase crit damage. So assuming that instead of dealing 200% damage, you increase it to 300% damage, but you're still at 50% crit. You go from your average being 150 to being 200. Because it's we're keeping that 50-50. So that means that every percentage of crit damage increases your average damage by 0.5%. So increasing your crit percentage is generally better than increasing your crit chance. Generally. Not always. It depends on the situation. But when you get to 100% crit, that 50% at 100%, 50% at 200% stops being a thing. So 100% crit percent, or 100% crit chance means that you're always doing 200% damage. Which is why crit chance is really strong. So increasing your crit chance past that, depending on the mechanisms that you're using, don't necessarily actually improve anything. They don't necessarily actually improve anything. Sometimes having 101% crit chance means that the game guarantees you a crit and gives you like a 1% chance at an extra crit or something like that. There are some games that do that. I don't think this is one of them, or was one of them, since you basically can't increase crit chance now. But that's kind of the point. So then when you have other things that synergize off of having crits, you stop having things happen. Like there's the relic that's just like, yeah, when you kill something with a crit, you heal 8% of your health. You become unkillable if all of your damage are crits. Even if you reach the point where you haven't increased your damage chance at all, you've just now reached the point where you're critting everything, so you've got this insanely strong synergy. Like, your damage output may not be particularly greater than if you had invested all that money into just damage. Because instead of dealing 100 damage per hit, you've spent all that money. You could be doing 200% damage. You could have doubled your damage by investing all that gold into weapon damage instead of crit chance. But that's where it gets weird. That's where it gets weird because you don't have the synergies from just going weapon damage, so maybe it's actually more worthwhile to do crits. But basically, when they had crits, they decided that, hey, the synergies here aren't worth having the ability to have 100% crit chance, so we're going to remove increasing crit chance from the game. So then they added skill crits, which are weird. Like here, like I can guarantee a skill crit here by getting that hitbox right at the end. So yeah, it's weird, but because they also are increasing crit damage and not skill crit. So basically, skill crit is in fact supposed to be based off of your skill. Like making sure that I can hit this guy at the edge of my swing is skill based, so that they are trying to reward skill. I cannot fault them for that. But there are some classes that basically just don't get skill crit at all, so that's why I hate Perfectionist. But we're not here to talk about Perfectionist. I don't think you can skill crit with this. Alright. But yeah, that's kind of the story of crit and crit chance and things like that. Alas, however, we perished, and that is the end of that. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I will see you next time, but until then, keep your gears turning.